This video will show you how to assemble the MM-B212 MX Mega Max mini bike. If this is your first Megamoto purchase, please allow me to be the first to welcome you to the Megamoto family. Before you begin assembly, we recommend watching this video in full prior to removing the bike from the steel shipping crate. Making sure you understand all instructions before you begin is important to your safety. Assembly for this Megamoto mini bike should take about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on your experience level. Here's a list of tools needed to complete assembly. Make sure you have protective gloves, something to safely cut open the box and wires with, and an adjustable wrench. Everything else is included in the toolkit. Cut the zip tie that secures the plastic bag containing the printed assembly instructions, owner's manual, and certificate of origin. Remove the cardboard parts box from the top of the mini bike and place it to the side. Locate the front fork assembly attached to the top of the steel shipping crate. Remove the nut, 2 spacers, and axle bolt and place on the seat. Remove the large steering stem nut with the plastic cap and place on the seat. Slide the fork assembly forward and out of the steel tube that holds the steering stem and lift the fork assembly out of the steel shipping crate. Place the fork assembly and the parts placed on the seat next to the parts box. Remove the 6 nuts and bolts that secure the top of the steel shipping crate. Pull off and discard the top. Remove the 18 nuts and bolts that secure the vertical and angled steel crate supports. Remove the supports and discard them. Remove the front wheel tire assembly and set aside. Cut and remove the 2 steel wires that secure the front of the mini bike to the bottom of the steel shipping crate. Leave the 2 steel wires that secure the rear of the mini bike to the bottom of the steel shipping crate. These will help keep the bike secure until you have completed assembly. Remove the bubble wrap on the handlebar and lay the handlebar on top of the mini bike frame. Cut the zip tie on the steering head and make sure the upper bearing is placed squarely in the steering head. Make sure the cables and wires are routed as shown. Place the front fork assembly into the steering head and install the steering stem nut with the black plastic cover on the bottom. Hand tighten. With a flat blade screwdriver, turn the steering stem nut clockwise 1/4 turn. Make sure the cable and wires are routed as shown. Flip the handlebar forward. Place the upper fork plate on the top of the front fork assembly. Make sure the bracket on the front of the plate is facing down. Place the front fork bolt through the split washer, then the flat washer, and install the front fork assembly and hand tighten. Repeat on the other side. Place the large silver washer on the steering stem, and then on the large chrome nut. Hand tighten. Tighten securely the 2 bolts that are installed in the forks. Then tighten the steering stem nut securely. Flip the handlebar up and place the 2 bolts in the handlebar clamps into the 2 holes in the upper fork plate. Make sure the cables and wires are routed as shown. Install the 2 chrome nuts onto the fork clamp bolts. Tighten the 2 fork clamp nuts securely. Place the front axle bolt through the bottom of the fork leg as shown, and place the shorter spacer on the axle. Place the front wheel between the front fork legs so that the tire thread is in a V position. Push the axle bolt through the wheel and place the longer spacer on the axle bolt. Push the axle bolt through the hole and install the nut. With a 14mm wrench on the axle bolt, use a 17mm wrench to tighten the nut securely. Remove the fender from the top of the engine and remove the wrapping. Place the fender over the front fork brackets. Please note that the front of the fender is rounded and the rear of the fender is square. Line up the holes in the fender with the threaded holes of the brackets and install all 4 bolts hand tight. Once all 4 bolts are properly threaded, then tighten them securely. Install the front plate by placing it over the front fork. Line up the top hole in the plate with the threaded hole in the upper bracket. Install the bolt and hand tighten. Install the bolt through the bottom hole in the plate and through the hole in the lower bracket, and install the nut on the back of the lower bolt. Tighten the upper bolt and lower bolt and nut securely. Remove the bubble wrap and cardboard tubes from the ends of the handlebar. Tilt the mini bike to the right and gently and slowly squeeze the brake lever about 1/2 inch several times. This is to remove any air that might have gotten into the brake line during shipping. Check that the lever has resistance by squeezing it. It should feel firm and not pull to the handlebar grip. If it's still not firm, redo the process of tilting the bike and gently squeezing the lever several times. Remove the oil filler cap with the yellow tag and discard the tag. Add 20 ounces of 10W30 motor oil to the engine and replace the filler cap. Cut and remove the 2 steel wires that secure the rear of the mini bike. Cut and remove the wires that secure the foot pegs. Remove the mini bike from the lower steel shipping crate and place the bike on the side stand. Discard the crate. Add a few drops of oil to the clutch as described in the owner's manual. Remove the gas cap, discard the yellow hang tag, and add up to 9/10 of a gallon of fuel. Replace the gas cap. On the carburetor, move the black fuel lever forward to the on position and the gray choke lever back to the start position. On the handlebar, press the smaller red button to the on position. Allow about half a minute for the carburetor to fill up with fuel, then pull the pull start handle back and up firmly to start the mini bike. Once the bike is running and has had a little time to warm up, move the gray choke lever forward to the run position. When you want to turn off the bike, press the larger red button on the handlebar to the off position. Then, turn off the fuel by moving the black fuel lever to the off position. Now you're all set to start enjoying your new Mega Max mini bike. If you need any further support, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team at support@megamotousa.com. From the Megamoto family to yours, congratulations on your new Mega Max mini bike.